All right, guys, I'm back with another good one for you today. I'm doing a little different this time. I think having my picture on there takes away from the screen, so I'm just going to do the voice. Hopefully, you guys like this better. I got a better camera, so my videos ain't skipping like the first ones was when I started out. If you watch any of my videos, you know I'm new to this. I only got this would be my 18th video I got put up, so if you guys get anything from this, I'd really appreciate you giving me a subscribe, like, share it to some people, try to get me out there. I appreciate it. But with that being said, let's get into it.
In Columbus, Ohio, a bizarre scene unfolded as a woman was seen lying in the mud. She was violently rolling around in the dirt, and then she pressed her face against the ground and began aggressively eating the filthy mud beneath her.
And she's rolling on the floor. She has her head down on the floor right now, just rubbing her head on the floor. Is she black, white, Hispanic, another race? She's white. Okay. What color clothes does she have on? She has a pink shirt and black pants. It was black, and now they're yellow, and she's dirty as hell. Yeah, but do you think she's like tweaking on drugs, or you know? Yeah, I think she's tweaking on drugs, man.
The officers quickly opened the car door and rushed into the alley. What they saw was even more shocking than what had been described in the emergency call. The woman was covered from head to toe in yellowish brown mud and sand. Her entire face was so caked with dirt that her original appearance was almost impossible to recognize.
Where'd she come from?
I don't know. I just went down the alley for the store. We come out to do the yard, and she was out here. She's got some of her stuff flopping around. I've never seen anybody on Facebook. I just got her in this house. There's a number in that house that's talking to her.
What, was talking to her?
Yeah.
No one knew who she was. Then, without warning, the woman lying in the mud suddenly began to violently convulse.
What's that?
What the fuck? She appeared to be trapped in a terrifying state of hallucination and extreme distress. The effects of the drugs were ravaging her nervous system, burning through her body. She began tearing at her own clothes.
What's her name?
The officers called for an ambulance while trying to calm her down. They gently attempted to ask her for her name, but the woman's pupils were already dilated and unfocused. Soon, emergency medical personnel finally arrived at the scene, but that was only the beginning of the chaos. The woman saw everyone who approached her as a demon trying to kill her.
I can't breathe.
We got you. We got you.
While the woman was being restrained, the medical staff quickly prepared a sedative. A few minutes later, the medication finally began to take effect. The woman, who had been violently struggling moments earlier, gradually calmed down as her body slowly relaxed. The tension at the scene finally began to ease. The officers tried softly calling the name Misty near her ear, attempting to determine whether she was still conscious.
Misty. Can you hear me? Misty.
All right, ready?
Eventually, the woman was lifted onto a stretcher by the responders. The sirens sounded again as the ambulance sped away with its emergency lights flashing, leaving behind only the muddy mess scattered across the alley.
Yeah, that's crazy. I feel bad for that lady. I wonder what her deal was. Was she having a mental breakdown, lost her mind? Was she crazy? Or did somebody give her a bad dose of something? I've seen that here in this town before. Bad batch of something going around and people turn into zombies like.
Fascinating.
Sure. In 365 AD, there was a huge earthquake that was off of the coast of Crete, I think, which is the most southern Greek isle. It's off the coast of Cyprus. And so that earthquake just reverberates down to Egypt, and this massive tsunami destroys the entire city of Alexandria. And it said it was so catastrophic that Pliny the Younger comes down in a rescue mission from Italy, and he comes to Alexandria, and he records that 50,000 people in the city are missing because of the wave that gets pushed pushed in, and that all of the gigantic boats in Alexandria's harbor are sitting on top of all the rooftops in the city. Maybe the actual structure of the building doesn't burn down, but the entire interior of it burns up. And it's after this point that the location of Alexander's body and the location of Alexandria's library just completely go missing. So they're both utterly destroyed, and most likely all of the giant stones that were used to build the city were repurposed for other things. But in one fatal swoop, Alexandria's library, the museum, and Alexander's mausoleum completely disappear from the historical record.
You want to hear something?
See, that's why they should always have several different safe places that can, what if where all of our records are of our history that the government keeps? What if something was to go through the area and destroy that? They should always have several different ones.
Girl, say you fucking clear off.
A 15-year-old white student, Emily Carter, was reportedly attacked at school by two black female students after a confrontation in the classroom, according to a video circulating online. 6-year-old Tamika Johnson, a 15-year-old Brianna Williams approached Emily and verbally provoked her. Emily initially tried to avoid the situation. Moments later, Mika allegedly grabbed Emily by the neck, causing her to appear visibly uncomfortable. Emily instinctively pushed her away, and the conflict quickly escalated. Tamika and Brianna then allegedly rushed toward Emily, pulling and hitting her as other students watched and recorded. The scene became chaotic. Only after some time did someone step in to stop the fight. Emily's family says she was forced to defend herself after being insulted, threatened, and physically restrained. They argued the incident should not be treated as a normal school fight and are demanding that the school expel the two students and release its investigation. However, the video online appears incomplete, showing only part of the incident. It remains unclear what was said before the fight and who provoked whom first. The school has not yet publicly announced any decision. Do you all need to debate online?
Tribe was invited to put their own heirloom seeds in there, ensuring their survival. Around 800 miles from the North Pole on an Arctic remote island in Norway, the Svalbard Seed Vault is one of humanity's most prized possessions. To me, it is worth more than gold. Inside this mile-long vault is quite literally Norway, but a lot of people have no idea. Most people know what the Doomsday Vault is in Norway, but a lot of people have no idea that one Native American tribe was invited to put their own heirloom seeds in there, ensuring their survival. Around 800 miles from the North Pole on an Arctic remote island in Norway, the Svalbard Seed Vault is one of humanity's most prized possessions. To me, it is worth more than gold. Inside this mile-long vault is quite literally humanity's backup. It is full of millions of seeds from all around the world in case of catastrophic war, catastrophic climate change, or ultimate destruction to ultimately reset humanity. And fun fact, it has already been used to help people in Syria. They were able to store their own seeds here years and years ago, and due to conflict of war, they were able to take some seeds out of this and regrow some of their species. And in 2020, the Cherokee Nation was invited to store their own seeds in this vault. And if you don't know what heirloom seeds are, they're seeds that are taken from plants from generations ago. You grow a seed, you take the best one. You plant out of that seed, you take the best one. These have been passed around for generations and generations. And now the Cherokee Nation has white eagle corn, Cherokee candy rooster squash, Trail of Tears beans, and so many more seeds that are specifically have been cultivated by this tribe from America. And for someone like me who loves the earth, I don't think this is just about plants. This is about agriculture, historical knowledge of agriculture. And the Cherokee have proven that this is about preserving their culture. And now hidden inside of this 100-mile-long vault, their historical significance and stories will now have a backup.
That's crazy, because I was just talking about how we should have something that could withstand disasters. I imagine that right there can withstand a lot, since it looks like it's built into a mountain. I'm not sure if there's some kind of catastrophe that can separate the mountains or anything like that, but
there are tunnels under Paris, France that are at least hundreds of years old, if not thousands of years old, and they're said to be haunted. That there are spirits, ghosts, demons, whatever you want to call it down there. And now there might be some proof. Someone who was just recently in those Paris catacombs took this picture. Do you notice anything? Look right there. I circled it. Look in the middle of the circle. Do you see it? Do you see it now? because there's something standing there looking right back at him. But that's still kind of hard to see. So let's zoom in and take a closer look. Can you see it better now? Because I sure as heck can. It's right there, next to my cheese head. There's something standing there, and it ain't no person. Like I said, there have been reports, I mean dozens, if not over 100, that those tunnels or catacombs under Paris are haunted. And this thing that was recently spotted and captured on video is either a ghost, a spirit, a demon, or something else, baby cakes. Let me know your opinion. What you think? Just tell me. And the way to do that is in the comment section. Shabadoo Booshkis. Shabadoo. There are...
Yeah, there's definitely something there. You guys believe in the afterlife, ghosts and stuff? Because I definitely do. I've had some experiences in my lifetime. That's something for another video. Maybe one day, once I start picking up traction and I got more viewers, I'll get into some of my stories. I've lived a crazy life. Pretty interesting.
Mars is better for growing crops than the soil on Earth. Are you serious? I'm dead serious. How would they know this? Also, there's not just oxygen, but all the other gases that are needed to sustain biological life. Now, is oxygen still leaking into the atmosphere? Yes, it's still leaking out into the atmosphere, but there's somewhere being generated. They keep finding more and more oxygen is being generated from somewhere as it's leaking. So who's creating or what is creating this oxygen? I believe that there are trees and plant life on Mars based on some of the satellite images that I've seen. I believe that there's a source that is generating, and they've also found a lot of methane. Methane is usually a byproduct of a biological process. There's a lot of methane on Mars, which means something is alive and something is creating waste product. I don't see any cows on TV on Mars, so something's up there. They don't want to tell us what it is. So my personal opinion, based off of my research and what I've seen in some of these anomalies that exist in the images, they are building a breakaway civilization on Mars because that's the next big place to go. And there's an infrastructure that is being built there for a very, very long time. And when they arrive, they're not going to be living in a tin can, walking around in a spacesuit until they die. There's something up there that they know exists, and they're going to live in it. The soil on...
Yeah, I believe they know something about Mars more than what they're letting on. I mean, why else would Elon Musk be trying to make it a mission to have people living on Mars? You know, what fascinates me is how you see the pictures of Earth and other planets, and they just look like a ball with nothing around them. Like you could walk up, zoom up to them, and it's going to be a small view. But then when they're on Earth or on Mars, it's lit up in the skies. That right there always amazes me. I don't understand it. That's why it amazes me, because I don't understand how it's dark in space, but the overall picture of Earth, you can see the land and everything from in space. It's just pretty confusing. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a dumbass, but I've never understood how it's lit up, but it's dark in space.
Things humans were never meant to see. Part 145.
Damn, that'd be a shitty way to get fucked up.
This is all scripted. I'm not sure how did they manage. posted this image 2 years ago about the goat and the kid. This is more proof that this is all scripted. I'm not sure how did they manage to do this and predict the future. And the World Cup game was on July 19th. Guys, this is wild. I mean, we all know what they're referring to when people talk about the GOAT, right? When somebody's the GOAT. Something's going on here, guys. I'm not sure how Adidas managed to do this 2 years ago and it actually happened. Something is going on here and I know nothing about it. That's why I'm asking you. People are saying that he's out there giving scripted signatures. Something is going on here, guys. I don't know why they would say that. That doesn't make any sense, but clearly something is up. People are saying that Messi is bathing Jamal. And this was like 19 years ago, guys. Like, come on now. I'm not sure how this managed to happen like this. Maybe I guess it was just deja vu, right? I mean, this picture says a lot. Two goats going head to head. I mean, come on now, guys. More proof that this is scripted, right? That's what it looks like. I wasn't there. I wasn't playing soccer, so I don't know what's going on. All I know is that the World Cup 2026 is very strange. Everybody's talking about it. A lot of things were predicted back then. That's happening now. Not sure how, but it happened. But of course, guys, entertainment purposes only. Maybe I'm bugging out. Maybe it's just a coincidence, right? Let me know what you think, guys, because everybody thinks that this is scripted. I'm out. Adidas.
See, I don't know nothing about soccer. I don't watch sports. Sports don't entertain me. But that's just like the Ep files. And there it predicted or said already who was going to be the basketball champion. Something about the New York Knicks or something. They already had that out. Seen that before it ever happened. And it was in the Ep files or emails or something. Maybe I need to learn more details about stuff before I open my mouth, but you guys do some digging, you'll find out what I'm talking about.
How is it before the home run derby ends, they show us who's going to win? This is before the finals, guys. Pay attention. They're going to show you right now who's going to win before they win. Like I said before, this is no different than the NBA. It's all scripted. MLB scripted. Watch to the left. It's coming right now. Look at this. Look at this, guys. Look, they saying who won already. Come on. Just read the bottom, guys. Read the bottom. This is before the finals. How did they know? How is this possible? You know how it's possible. It's scripted, allegedly, right? People are saying that Netflix spoiled the home run derby before it was even over. You cannot make this up, guys. You know, they're showing us that this is all scripted. They already know who was going to win. This is nothing new. This is just a script being followed. Now, people are saying that they flashed this in the middle of the home run derby before it was even over with, showing you and telling you who's going to win. So, of course, you get the scripted home run derby champion, Jordan Walker. I mean, come on, guys. You can't make this up. This is no different than the WWE and no different than the NBA. It's just no different. It's all scripted, bro. Then all of a sudden, he starts hitting moonshots, star shots, like somebody pressed a button. Maybe there's something in the baseball bat. Come on, guys. You know what time is it. People are saying the first year the home run derby moves over to Netflix, they have a Hollywood ending. This is scripted. It is what it is. Maybe I'm bugging out. Maybe he worked hard for this, right? Let me know what you think, guys. I had enough. I'm out. How is it?
Nope, that's a perfect example of what I was talking about on the NBA. They said the Knicks was going to win years and years ago. It was said, and I'm telling you, it was in the emails or the files, something. But just like that, baseball, I guarantee it is all scripted. What do you guys think, though? Is there any sports watchers out there? Because I don't care for sports at all. Maybe to bet on them. That's about it.
What in the world is inside of Eddie's so-called ice cream? And why do I say that? Because a woman took a container of the so-called Eddie's ice cream and left it out so it can defrost like many of us do. She forgot it out overnight, and when she came back to take a look at it the next day, she was in for a surprise as to what was actually inside of the ice cream. Have a look at this video for yourself. Look at this.
I took this out of the freezer the night before, so it's been out for about 36 hours. And look at this. Absolutely disgusting. This is not real ice cream. And my son-in-law will never eat ice cream again.
And I don't actually blame your son-in-law. Take a look at that inside of the ice cream. That is actually oil inside of the ice cream, or so-called ice cream. And you're actually seeing this because companies like Eddie's have changed their formula altogether. They're now adding vegetable oils, coconut oils, and corn syrup to their so-called ice creams. And other ingredients that are going into this to save them cost: whey, gums, and stabilizers. So basically, it's like a science project in a container. And because these so-called ice creams have been reformulated legally, they are no longer allowed to be called ice cream. They are now called frozen dairy desserts. So I guess my question to you is, will you still be eating these types of desserts? Let me know your thoughts on this in the comments. And as always, I'd love to hear from you.
Yeah, a lot of stuff's changed as far as food goes. But yeah, I have noticed that now it does say frozen dairy dessert.
This butcher shop was hiding something truly sickening. In 1994, in a quiet town near Baton Rouge, Louisiana, a man named Walter Griggs ran a small roadside butcher shop called Griggs & Cuts. Folks loved it. His smoked ribs and pulled pork sandwiches were legendary, and people drove in from 3 towns over just to get a taste. Walter was always behind the counter, smiling, laughing, and chatting with customers like they were family. However, people started disappearing. First a hitchhiker, then a local drifter, then a girl who worked part-time at the gas station nearby. The police thought it was just coincidence, bad luck, maybe runaways. Then one day, a health inspector dropped by unannounced and never came out. As a result, they raided the shop. In the back room, they found a freezer with unlabeled meat, a bucket of teeth, and a grinder full of something that wasn't beef. Then they checked the meat smoker out back, and what they found inside made even the coroner throw up. When they arrested Walter, he didn't run. He just smiled and said, "People always said my meat had a human touch." He later confessed to 9 murders. Nevertheless, no one really knows the exact number, and now, no one can eat barbecue in that town without thinking twice, because you never really knew what was in the meat. This butcher...
Never trust a butcher named Walter.
He went to an island to celebrate July 4th with his friends. They all came back. He didn't. 18-year-old Nolan Xavier Wells, college football player, wide receiver, described by everyone who knew him as the kind of person who made every room feel better, packed up for a holiday boat trip with his high school friends to Horn Island, a remote barrier island just off the Mississippi Gulf Coast. What should have been a normal 4th of July celebration turned into something that would shake the entire country. Nolan's friends returned to the mainland that afternoon. Nolan did not. His family received a phone call at 11 p.m. Their son was still on the island. They immediately reported him missing. Within hours, a massive multi-agency search began. The Coast Guard, the Department of Marine Resources, the National Park Service, all deployed to find him. His father took a boat out himself to search. They found nothing that first day. Then, on the morning of July 6th, a U.S. Park Service ranger discovered a body in the water off the northwestern tip of Horn Island. Dental records confirmed it was Nolan. But here's where this case gets dark. Attorney Ben Crump, the same lawyer who represented George Floyd's family, was immediately brought in. He revealed that there was a recorded altercation on the boat that day, that Nolan's phone was taken off the island by his friends, and that messages had been deleted from that phone before it was returned to his family. The Jackson County Sheriff says no foul play has been confirmed. But Nolan's family isn't accepting that. An independent autopsy has been ordered. The official results are still pending. And right now, the question the entire country is asking is simple. What really happened to Nolan Wells on that island? Someone in your circle needs to see this right now. Send it to them. And drop a comment. Do you think his friends are telling the whole truth? Save this too, because this story is far from over.
See, bunch of bullshit. Ben Crump involved in it and represented George Floyd. You got to have some more racist shit on here. Everybody, I've seen so many videos, people saying, but it was all white people and he was the only black guy. Shit kills me, man. But it's never the other way around. It's never the other way around. Anytime it's something like that, I'm going to shut my mouth. You guys put your comments down below. I don't care what I'm saying, what I think.
Did you know about the guy who escaped prison with just a soup bowl? With just a soup bowl. Oh, I think I heard of this.
Yeah?
I think I heard of this.
So listen. So this guy.
Wait, he's like famous, right?
Yeah, he has a statue.
Yeah,
he has a statue in Japan.
Yeah.
So this guy went all his life. I think he was good until he got into gambling. You feel me? And then boom, he gambled his life away.
That's some Squid Game.
Yeah, real shit. And then he was accused for a murder that he didn't even know that he did. He's like, what the fuck? Why are you guys blaming me for a murder? He was put into jail, right?
Yeah.
So boom, they lock him up. He's in his little room, right? He finds on the ground a little steel wire.
Oh shit.
Easy escape, right? Gets the lock, picks the lock, escapes. Once he escapes, the cops find out he escapes, puts him back into his jail cell, right?
Wow, yeah.
Now second time, he sees that there's a vent on the roof. This time, unscrews the little screws, gets out of the vent, escapes.
Oh shit.
The cops find out again.
So they put him back in.
He put him back in. So this was the second escape. So now the third.
They gotta like vamp up the security or some shit.
So this is how they vamped it up.
Yeah.
They gave him shackles on his arms.
Yeah.
And then shackles on his feet. So they gave him no freedom, right? But every day he would get food, right?
Yeah.
And that food was soup. And I don't know how he knew this, but salty like liquids can rust locks like metal.
Oh.
So what he did every day, he got the soup every day on the lock, so it started rusting over time.
That's a sodium oxide.
on the feet. Boom! As soon as that thing escaped again, and then he literally, I think he went outside once and visited his friend's restaurant. But his friend was actually police, and he snitched on him, and he went back to jail.
Wow.
So imagine that. You escape, you go to your friend's restaurant.
Yeah.
He's actually police. Yo, I just escaped, man. 2 days after, he got a thing. So now this is the fourth and final escape. Once he was there, the guards really thought he was depressed.
Yeah.
Just because he was always sleeping in his bed. Because after that, he's like, fuck, I don't want to escape like the fourth time.
Yeah. Because how's he gonna escape?
I bet you've never seen DIY tricks like these before. 1. Drill a small hole on both ends of a PVC pipe, insert thin tubes into the holes, fill the pipe with liquid, and you've got a homemade level tool. 2. Apply hot glue around the pipe wall, attach a T-fitting and secure it tightly. Drill an opening on the side outlet and you can add a pipe branch without shutting off the water. 3. No clothesline at home. Fix a clip onto a wooden post. Attach a rope and a simple clothesline is ready. 4. Faucet handle fell off. No need to buy a replacement. Fix an old drill chuck onto the shaft and it works as a new handle. 5. Flip and reconnect the cut pipe cap pieces. Stick connected zip ties along the seam. Drill holes through the zip ties, insert rivets, and lock everything tight, and it becomes a homemade one-way check valve. Install it on the pipe opening. It drains normally while keeping animals out. 6. Secure a long threaded rod into the ground. Slide on a U-shaped metal frame with nuts. The downward pressure creates a self-locking grip. Place a grill grate on top and you get a rotating grill stand with adjustable height. 7. Draw 2 parallel guide lines on the corner wall. Straighten the pipe clips outward, fix them along the marked lines, add a wooden board, and it instantly becomes a simple wall shelf. 8. Don't throw away old bearings. Secure them onto a threaded rod with washers. Weld U-shaped brackets onto both ends, and you've got a smooth DIY pulley. I bet you've never seen...
Well, them little nifty facts there. Maybe somebody out there can use them. With that being said, that's the end of this video. Appreciate it if you guys leave a like, comment, or subscribe. Share this video. Something. Get me out there. Appreciate it. With that being said, that's the end. See ya.